Hi guys, and welcome to another manga review from UK Manga Reviews. Today we're looking at Assassination Classroom Volume 3, and we're going to be looking as usual at the story, the art, the presentation, and how long we enjoyed it. Now, we're going to dive straight at the deep end of the story. We follow the Class 3E on the Assassination Classroom series with Nagisa and the gang, and last time in issue 2, which is behind me here, we discovered that Kayano and Kanzaki were kidnapped by these high schoolers, and the rest of the group, including Kama and Nagisa, are trying to rescue them because they all got beat up in the street. However, it starts off with something slightly different. At the time, there is a sharpshooter or a sniper called Red Eye who is hunting Koro Sensei, and the idea is that the government have employed him to shoot him down. The children have to get him to particular section in Kyoto where he's waiting to snipe him, and he fails epically. There's a part where he actually shoots Koro Sensei, but he catches it with a bit of food because he's that fast, which is a little bit ridiculous really, but it's kind of funny. And it turns out that he actually gives up in the end because he can't really do it. And then we move on to the fact that Koro Sensei gets alerted that Kayana and Kanzaki have been kidnapped, and he goes off to help Nagisa. And Nagisa and Kama have already tracked down these high schoolers, and they've tracked them to this like remote warehouse kind of thing, and they've broken in. And then Koro Sensei shows up and just kicks ass. Simple as that. And throughout the time he wears this black veil over his face to protect his identity as a teacher. Not as Koro Sensei, but as a teacher, because when Nagisa says, "Why are you wearing a black veil?" it's like, I don't want you to associate my face with violence. And that's just like, well, okay, fair enough. And after the trip, after that, they all go back to the hotel, and Koro Sensei does the Japanese thing that every Japanese anime and manga has. He tries to peep. Simple as that. The boys are all congregating. He's not people on the boys, just to put that through. The boys are all talking about the girls in the class and who they fancy and who they like. And they've got like a ratings list, and before you know it, Koro Sensei's in the corner and he's peeping his head around the door and he's writing down. Yeah, just gathering intel, and they spot him and he's like, "Oh, I've been spotted," and he just runs for it. So the boys end up going after him with the knives and the BB guns, and he ends up escaping into the girls' room where he's dressed as a girl, where Irina is getting rather drunk with the girls. Just her, not girls. No underage drinking in this. And she's telling some girly stories, and he's like, "Oh, but I..." And then she notices them, and he's like, "Oh, but I wanted to see your stories too." Now the girls end up chasing him, and then he ends up escaping up to Mr. What's his name, and he's just like, "Oh, so how many kids you count? You know, blah blah blah. This is when you had hands and toes." Like he was counting on his fingers. It's like, "Oh, you had hands and toes, and hands and feet and fingers and toes. It's a big development. It must mean that Koro Sensei was once human in some sort of way. We're not quite sure yet, but I think we will find out." And then we move back into our normal kind of, what do you call it? Our normal, I don't even know what the town is called. Their town, whatever their town is. And a new transfer student shows up, and they don't know who it is. They don't know who this new transfer student is. Before we know it, one of them's got a picture, and it's a girl. And she's got this beautiful hair, and she looks very beautiful, very made up nicely. So when they walk into the classroom, they discover that it's not a girl sat at this back desk, this new desk. No, it's this black machine with a screen. And they're like, "What the hell is this? What is that thing? Is that the new transfer student?" And it turns out that this girl is actually an artificial intelligence, an AI, who is programmed to kill Koro Sensei. And she does all these calculations and all this bloody food. And she has these 3D bloody guns that pop out of her and she fires from the side. It's just like a slab. And she disturbs the class, she fires a load of bullets, fires a load of stuff. And then Koro Sensei notifying that the class is getting rather pissed off at her because they can't spend 5 minutes doing any work without her spraying the room full of bullets, and they have to pick it all up. Decides that enough is enough, I'm going to upgrade her. So he upgrades her and he makes her look better, and he does this, spends a lot of money on her and makes a massive full LED screen with, like, you know, he's made it so you can prod her in the face and all sorts of stuff like that. She's got a touch screen, which is really funny. And she gets upgraded with new personalities, and he gives her new software. to make sure that she blends in better. You know, he makes her more like a human machine than just a machine that's going to fire bullets all the time, which is kind of nice. And it turns out that she becomes really, really popular over time. Like, in the next day, she's really popular. She's mixing with everyone. She's socialising with everyone. And her parents, the company back in Sweden that built her and employed her to come over to Japan and kill this guy, don't like that. So they come over and they rip all these improvements out. But she realised, or her artificial intelligence realised, that she needs them improvements to get on with her classmates to help kill Koro Sensei more better, or to kill him quicker. So she backs up her memory and stores it somewhere they can't find, so when she's reset, she reloads that and she becomes who she was, which is really cool. And then before we know it, one of the guys gets turned down by a girl in the same school but in a higher class on a date, which is really kind of funny because then the entire class help get him revenge by, I mean, you've got the two sharpshooters like firing the BB bullets into their coffee with specialised formulas that the science girl has made so that they need to go to the toilet. And then you've got Kayano, who sits in the toilet dressed as an old granny with Nagisa and Kayano undercover hogging up the toilet so they can't go. It's just bloody hilarious. We never saw that in the anime, but it should have been put in because it was one of them moments that was just like Koma Sensei and the students came together, teacher and student came together to get their own back, and it was just bloody hilarious to read. I genuinely enjoyed reading that part. And finally, the final part of this book. There's so much in this manga to explain. This book is packed with story. Irina is having a bit of a shit day, and it turns out that her professor from Russia, the trainer of assassins around the world, the one that trained the #1 assassins, turns up at the classroom and is like, "You're a failure. You're a crap assassin. You're not doing your job right. I can do it better." And so it turns out that what happens is Koro Sensei sets them a little task. They have to kill Karasuma. Not in real life. They have to take one of the floppy, crappy, the plasticky knives that we've got in Assassination Classroom, and they have to tag him with it in order to win and see who is the best assassin. And at the end, Koro Sensei makes a deal with Karasuma. He says, he says to make it harder, you've got to evade them and not take sides. If you don't let them hit you, or don't let them kill you, in this case, I will stand still for a whole second in order for you to kill me. So it gives Karasuma a go, and it gives Irina and this other dude a go, which is really good. Anyways, moving on to the art. The art in Assassination Classroom, very standard art by the same author. A brilliant, brilliant book art. I can't complain. We've got stuff from simple art to the really complicated stuff. Once again, we've got the nice... excuse me, got a bit of a cold. We've got the nice pictures, such as this time for a transfer student with Nagisa and Koro Sensei. And then obviously we've got these we've got a little picture of Koro Sensei as a starfish, which is a little strange. But yeah, the art is good, the art is nice, it's simple, it's effective, it's easy to read. We've got a lovely picture of Karasuma and Irina there as their teacher roles just outside the faculty room, which is nice as usual. Once again for Assassination Classroom we get the nice added profiles of the characters like Kaidi Keanu there, which is really nice to see. We've also got all the other things that you would see in this Assassination Classroom series. Towards the back we've got all sorts of stuff that you would pick up. Just general stuff that you don't see in mangas like usual. I mean, Assassination Classroom has one of these things, it's got lots of hidden Easter eggs, which is kind of cool. It's got lots of things you wouldn't expect from the art department. And it's one of them mangas which you enjoy. You flip through it and you go, oh, that's kind of neat. It's one of them kind of things. On to the presentation. Excellent front cover as usual, very simple. We've got Koro Sensei's pink kind of... embarrassed, would you put it? Embarrassed / kind of pervy kind of looking on his face. I've seen a lot in the school trip when he was getting information. But yeah, we see that, which is nice. Obviously, a nice strong bound as well. And once again, on the back, we've got assignment 3, which is, I think I've worked out now, each book is an assignment. So each manga book seems to be an assignment. Because it's assignment 3, they've got assignment 1 and 2 up there, and we've got 4 and 5 to do yet as well. But yeah, overall good. Overall good. Now, for the enjoyment, I really did enjoy Assassination Classroom Volume 3, especially that scene, or that chapter where they're firing and they're getting their own back on these 2 students by making them go to the loo. It was just pure stupid silliness, and it was fun to see the characters do such a thing, working together. And then it turns out the guy didn't even bloody want to date with him in the end. What a bastard! But still, it was still good. It was still good to read, and I did enjoy it. So I would once again give Assassination Classroom Volume 3 out of 5. Not 3, 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going a bit crazy this morning. 4 out of 5 stars. Genuinely enjoyed it. I will read this again and it will be treasured. Please remember to either subscribe, because the more you subscribe, the more we can do this, the more we can look at the mangas you want. Hit that like button. Remember, it helps you to remember where we are, and it helps us to remember if you like it and see how many people like it and dislike it, etc, etc. Leave a comment. Please leave a comment. And don't forget to visit the Facebook page, because we've got all the announcements on the Facebook page. YouTube doesn't have like a feed where we can regularly send out information about what we're going to do, what we're doing, what we've got in, that sort of stuff, but Facebook does, so that's what we've got there. So check them links out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.